Well, Sean, a frustrating night.
Very frustrating, especially after such a big win, and maybe that plays part of it, a lot of praise, rightly so. But then you've got to handle that praise and go again. And I thought the basics of what we showed there weren't quite on point. You know, the pressing lines were good, but then letting them play through the press a bit too easy at times. Not too really any trouble for the team. I mean, I don't think they've hardly had a shot of any meaning, but we haven't had that too many that ourselves. Apart from early on, I think Igor has a chance. It's half a ball's width away from another chance for Igor, and Murray puts a great cross in, to be fair, in the first half that caused trouble. But we never really threatened as much as we'd like to in a game that we had more than our fair share of play. But really frustrated in the fact, after such a big result, go again. Go again and get that consistency, and it wasn't there tonight. And I mean, it's a marginal game. I don't think we should lose that game. That's for sure. Our performance wasn't bad enough to lose the game. I'm not questioning that, but you don't come away with a loss there. We should at least get a point there, and that's where the mentality has to stay steadfast all the time.
Yeah, it's a week, of course, for C words with Christmas around the corner, but the other C word, consistency, remains a bit elusive at the moment, doesn't it?
Well, it does when when you're coming down here. I didn't think they were great either. No, I didn't think either team were. They certainly put neither team on their best. But then they're the games you go and find a moment you go and grip hold of. We didn't quite do that. That's my biggest frustration. No lack of effort. The supporters were amazing, travelling all the way down there so close to Christmas, or as respect them anyway. But a lot on for supporters at the moment, financially and all that. So we thank them for that. We never really got to that performance level. And part of the job, and I remind them of the game, is handling the praise. Handling the bad stuff is sometimes easy, because you've got to change it. You've got to make sure you change it. But we've got a lot of praise, rightly so, but a lot this week. And I said, lads, that's got to be pushed away. You go, bang, let's go and do it again. I just think that killer moment, that killer edge that we showed so much of, that edge in play from a consistency throughout the group was just off tonight, and it wasn't enough to get a win that would have been really nice for us at this stage of the season, obviously.
Especially in the second half, first half an hour or so of the second half, where you've dominated possession. They could hardly get out their own half, but perhaps not quite the quality to create anything clear-cut.
No, and that's like I say, there's no lack of effort or anything. I mean, the first 20 minutes I thought we started really well, pressing, we caused trouble, got a couple of good chances and opened the pitch up well. And then second half, as you said, we had the ball, but a lot of our players too slow, too methodical, playing in front of teams. We didn't really ask the question I'd like the team to ask. And if you don't penetrate teams, it's that when you've got two banks of four playing against you, sometimes five, one of their midfielders dropping in, and like you said, we had a lot of the ball. But you've got to find ways. You've got to find that killer edge. We didn't offer enough going into the box, enough crosses of any quality, and just that moment of truth that occurs. And like I say, I just felt we played too passive in front of them tonight. Too many passes in front of them. Too slow. Too methodical, and not enough penetration.
A word about the penalty. Any complaints?
I mean, look, you touch anyone now, they go down. I don't think it's a big tackle, but that happens at the moment, in truth. More than 2v1, we could defend that better, which stops them coming into the box in the first place. But it's a game of very few chances for them, probably not loads ourselves, but maybe we should have scored earlier in the game. So there's a couple of decent moments and certainly decent areas. Come away very, very frustrated.
Douglas Luiz involved in the penalty, of course, but plenty of minutes for him. It suggests he's kind of getting back to full.
Yeah, we're asking a lot of him. I said that when he played in Europe. We're fast tracking him, which is not ideal. We'd prefer him to have more time. But we know what a good player he is. So he will get fitter, of course, and he's put the effort in tonight. It's just trying to bring a different feel to it tonight. Didn't quite react to it as well as we'd like from the bench, because the players have been excellent since they've been able to reacting from the bench and delivering a performance that can help. But it was a quiet night for all tonight, and that's a big learning curve, because that consistency has got to be there every day, but every game that we play.
Just finally, no Dan and Doy in the squad tonight. A selection thing, because you've now got players fit, or
he's picked up an injury. Yeah, he's picked up an injury. It's not too serious, but it certainly won't be this one or the next one. But we're hopeful that it comes back quickly.
Thanks for joining us, Sean. Safe trip home. And despite the result, Merry Christmas.
No, of course, and Merry Christmas to our fans and everyone involved with Nottingham Forest Football Club.